Mary today, and I'm very excited to bring you a Baptiste-inspired journey into power flow. 10 years ago this month, I became a Baptiste yoga teacher, and I taught these flows, these inspired Baptiste flows, for about 5 years, and I've gotten away from it a little bit. I want to give you a really powerful flow today, so let's go ahead and start in child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching, hands spread wide, fingers plugging down into your mat. Constrict your breath at the back of your throat so that you get a nice, powerful Ujjayi soundtrack for your practice. And if you get distracted during this practice, always come back to the rhythm of your breath. Downward facing dog. Look back between your feet or behind you to the back wall. Press your feet into the mat. Press your hands into the mat. Send your hips up nice and high. Draw your triceps down, your inner elbows forward. And then walk up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, press your hands into your shins. Fold, rise, hands at heart center. And here we go. Breath in, look up. Breath out, fold. Halfway lift, high plank to low. Or all the way to your belly for a cobra. Up dog or cobra, always your choice. Downward facing dog, breathe out. 5 breaths. Last breath in. Breathe out, step or fly to the top of your mat, half lift, fold, rise, fold, half lift, chaturanga, knees down or not, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, in, out, top of your mat, half lift, fold, rise, fold, half lift, high to low, up dog, downward facing dog, breathe out, step or fly to the top of your mat, half lift, fold, Utkatasana, have a chair. Make sure your knees are pressing together, your big toes are pressing together. You're lifting your toes up off your mat. You're sending your weight back into your hips, into the back of your feet. You're breathing. It's a powerful pose. Feel it, breathe into it, reach your arms up and fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Pull your core up and in. Sit down into your feet. Take your knee down towards your second toe on your right foot. Reach up. Feel your weight pressing into the back of your left foot. Square your hips. Breath in, look up and back. Hands to your mat. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog, left foot forward. Warrior one, same thing. Really feel your groundedness, your lifting. Your low ribs are stitching in. You feel that core engage from your hip points up. Feel yourself grounded into your feet. Big breath in, up and back. Chaturanga. Starting to build the heat. Downward facing dog. Step or fly to your hands. Half lift. Fold. One breath in chair. Give it all you got. Breathe out, fold. Half lift, breath in. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward. One breath this time takes you up into warrior one and back down into your flow. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot to the sky. Step it forward, warrior one. And you flow. Breathe out. Breathe in. And it'll bring some sweat. Some perspiration for sure. Step or fly to the top of your mat. One more. Chair pose. Fold. Half lift. Flow. Open up. Downward dog. Right side, warrior one. Flow. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Always child's pose an option. Anytime you feel like you want to take a break, need to catch your breath, maybe your ujjayi isn't flowing like you want it to, up dog. Come to child's pose until you get it back. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up. Bend and open and stack your right hip over your left. Open up into, if you want to, a flip dog. Or you can stay right where you are. Really reach, 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 reach. Come back through. Come onto the right side of your right foot. Press into your right hand. Stack your left foot on your right foot. Side plank. Gaze can come up to your left thumb. Lift up through your side body. And chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward to a crescent lunge. So you're on your back toes and they're straight ahead. Hands to your heart center, get long. And take your left elbow outside your right thigh and take a twist. Press through your hands. Exhale. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, deepen that twist a little bit. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale. There you go. Open up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Right elbow on your right thigh. Left arm to the sky. Open up through your left side body. Come back to warrior two. Take a big reverse and flow. Or skip it and come to downward facing dog. Down dog. Left foot up. Bend, stack, open. Flip if you want. Reach back or stay in your open leg stance. Come back through. Left hand down this time. Left foot on the side. Right foot stacked. Side angle. It's a really powerful flow. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot up this time, step it through, crescent lunge. On back toes, straight ahead. Hands to heart center. Lengthen and twist. Exhale. Inhale, get long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back up. Warrior two. Reverse. side angle. And you can always extend your left arm down to the mat. Your right arm can be up, reaching up. Your gaze can be down or up. Warrior two, reverse, and flow. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step or fly to the top of your mat. Half lift, fold, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart center. Twist to the right. Keep your knees together. Your left knee is going to want to sneak past your right. Don't let it. Okay, release your hands. Release the twist. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Take a nice halfway lift and fold, pulling up on your toes, letting your elbows extend out to your side walls. Let that release happen. A very welcome release. Come back into chair pose and take your twist to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. A little bit more of a twist. And take gorilla pose, Padahastasana. Take your hands underneath your feet. Let your toes come up to tickle your wrists. Take a big halfway lift breath in and fold. Same thing. Your elbows are out to the sides. Now, choices. You can come into a yogi squat and you can stay here the entire time. And 10 years into this, I'm starting to get crow. So here's what we're going to do if you want to come into crow. Plant your hands. Draw your forearms in towards each other. Bring your knees up into your upper arms. Really squeeze your thighs in and your knees out at the same time. And maybe a baby crow, maybe both feet come off the mat. Play with it. It's a powerful pose. It's my nemesis. And come on back. Flow. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Top of your mat. And rise. Okay, standing leg raise. Left hand at your waist. Right hand either at your knee or at your big toe. Open up your leg to the right. Take your drishti in your left hand to the left. And then just breathe. Pressing into your left foot. Gaze is soft. And release. Take it to the other side. So this time I'll show you the knee option. Flex your foot. Take your knee out to the side. Either one of these works. Drishti to your right hand. Drishti is simply your gaze. I'm lucky I just hit my closet wall, so that's easy. And you can always open up further if you want to. Some days you want to. Some days you might not. Good. Eagle. Right arm under. Right leg over. Your foot can be kickstanded, wrapped, or out to the side. Really plug into your midline as you extend there. I'm gonna leave mine on the mat today. Extend your elbows forward and up. Peek out between that little slit you've got at your wrist. Release and take it to the other side. Left leg over. It'll feel different. We're not exactly the same on each side. Good. Breathe into this as you hug in. Really open up through your upper back as you extend your elbows forward. And we're going to do that one more time. Reach up. And good. Eagle on the right. Reach up and eagle on the left. Reach up, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Right leg to the sky. Come to warrior two. Little shorter stance. Straighten through your front leg. Send your left hip back and make your way into triangle. Trikonasana. Scoop your right hip under. Take your drishti to your right big toe, or the side wall, or your left thumb. Come back to warrior two. Just bring your right foot parallel with your left. Take your hands to your hips. Take a big breath in and fold. Maybe grabbing the outsides of your ankles. Just let it go. You can bend your knees. Send your hips to the sky. Drop your head. And breathe. I like to lift up through my inner thighs. Send the hips up a little bit higher. Drop your head a little bit lower. Come to the front of your mat. Take your feet wide. And then a little shorter stance. Take your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands together. Take a little bit of a lift. And then fold down over your right bent or not bent leg, doesn't matter. Keep a little bend in it, don't hyperextend. Maybe your head comes down towards your shin. Towards your shin being the operative word. Good. Now bring your left hand to your left foot. Bring your right hand to the sky. Send your hips straight back and your chest and your head forward and open up to twisted triangle. Good, twisted triangle. Excellent. And take your flow. We'll do that all on the left side. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Step through warrior two. Shorten your stance and triangle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left foot comes to parallel with your right. This time let's clasp our hands. Lift up. Fold with your hands coming up over your head to the extent that it feels good. Love this pose. Wide-legged, side-facing fold. Come up halfway. We're going to take that pyramid pose again. Hands on the mat this time. And fold down over your extended left leg. Ground down through your feet. Lift up through your thighs. Let your head go. Deep breaths. Right foot to your left foot. Right hand to your left foot. Left arm to the sky. Squared hips. Head reaching forward. Twisted triangle. I mean, this rinses it all out. Core up and in. Open up from your core. Hands to your mat. Come into high plank and lower down to your belly. Lower down to your belly. Just for a couple of breaths. Head to one side. Head to the other side. And then hands reaching back, palms down, feet pressing back, lift up into locust pose. Really press down into your hip bones. Lift up. This is your back bend series. Reach up, breathe in. Breathe in and release. Breath in. Breath out. Another locust. Up you go. You've got this. Maybe you want to become Superman with your arms outstretched in front of you. Arms back. Down you go. Bend your knees. Reach back for your ankles. We're going to come up into bow. Lift it up. Feet pressing like they're stamping the ceiling. Up, up. Kick back and forth. Up you go. More length than height. More length than height. And release. Windshield wipe your legs side to side. And we'll set up for camel. Okay. Hands to your waist. Lift your heart. Tuck your chin slightly. Press your thighs forward. Take your hands back. Maybe they'll reach your ankles. I like to tuck my toes here. Come back out of that. And let's do one more. Really a vulnerable, heart-opening, I think exhilarating pose. And then let's just come down to our hands and knees for a second. We're going to make our way down onto our backs. So first we're going to come into bridge pose. Feet just kind of at fingertips reach. Press down into your hands, press down into your feet and lift your hips up to the sky. Maybe clasp your hands underneath you. Maybe draw your shoulder blades underneath you. Pressing down to lift up. Come on down slowly. Take another. I'm going to get on the mat a little bit more on this one. Take another wheel or press yourself up into wheel. Another bridge or press yourself up into wheel. Come down. Traditional Baptiste classes have 6 of these. We're going to do 3 altogether. Come back up. Last chance to come into wheel. Come on down. Bring your feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Happy baby. You can take your hands inside your feet, inner arch or outside, doesn't matter. Knees come down towards your shoulders and you just rock, if you feel like it, side to side. Just letting all that go. Good. Now keep your legs extended to the sky. Flex your toes back at your face. Put your hands underneath your hips, palms down. And then just lower your legs about 1/3 of the way. Make sure you're pressing your low back into your mat. Another 1/3 of the way. If you can keep going and keep pressing your low back into the mat, go ahead and lower your legs further, but make sure your low back doesn't leave your mat. Core is really plugged in here. You're using your core and you come back up. 2 more times. Another 1/3 of the way. Another all the way down as far as you can get it with your core just plugged right down into your mat. Come back up. 1 more time, 3rd time's the charm, 1/3 of the way down. Another 1/3 of the way down. Hovering over your mat. Maybe you can look up and look at your toes. Really engage your core. Bring your legs back up and hug them into your chest. 1 more core. Everything's core, but 1 more intentional core pose. Bicycles. Make sure you're bringing your elbows up to your knees and not drawing your knees in to your chest. Side to side, your pace, just side to side, side to side. Press each foot out. Really press your way up that imaginary hill on your bicycle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest and rock and roll yourself to downward facing dog. My favorite pose, half pigeon. Knee to your right wrist, flexed right toes, left leg straight back, and you fold down to the degree that feels good to you. Sending your breath, imagine that you could send your breath to your right hip. Keep flexing your right toes to protect your right knee. Release as far down as you want to. Come on up, swing your left foot around and either place it on top, right above your right knee, or if you're built like I am, crisscross applesauce. And just fold forward to the degree that you feel this in your hips, double pigeon. Let it go. Let it go. Come back up. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Half pigeon on the other side. Remember, flex your left toes. Take your right leg straight back and release. 5 breaths. Swing your right leg around. Take your double pigeon stance, pose, seated. And then I just keep mine crossed like this because my hips they don't want to do that full double pigeon release. Breathe deeply. Come on up. Frog. Feet out so that they're pushing like your bottom of your feet are pressing toward the back wall. Arms out in front of you. Send your hips back. You'll feel this in your inner thighs. I'm not going to stay very long. For 5, 4, 3, 2, big breath in. Gently crawl your way back up and make your way to a seat. Right leg extended in front of you for Janu Shashasana, left foot into your upper right thigh. Reach your arms up to the sky. Turn slightly and fold over your right leg. Whoa, did you hear my knee pop? It's fine, it just popped. Oh. Other side, left leg out, right foot in. Flex your left toes and extend over your left leg. Slowing down your breath, starting to wind down. Now either come into waterfall with your hips on the mat and your feet flex towards you, and just let your body take this inversion, or if you want, you can come up into shoulder stand. Either one works. Just get your blood flowing the other way. I'm liking this one today. if you're in shoulder stand, you can make your way into plow by sending your legs back behind you, toes touch the ground as your hands are still at your hips. Maybe then reach back and grab your toes. And you can always come to deaf man's pose, knees in towards your forehead. Or you could still be in waterfall. Now this time as you come down, I want you to bring your hands underneath you and lower your body down so that we can come into fish. I love fish really close to Shavasana. So you're pressing into your legs are together, your toes are pointed. You're pressing into your forearms and you're just lifting your chest up and your head back, like picture a fish. Opening up through your chest, feels so good. Come on down. Right knee into your chest for a nice little spinal twist. Left knee into your chest for a spinal twist the other way. Hug your knees into your chest. Come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a big breath in. Exhale it all out. Ah. Shavasana. And now we rest. How much can you just let your breath return to normal and release into your mat? I'd like it if you could stay here for about 5 minutes. Just pause the video and let everything go. When you're ready to go about your day, or maybe it's your evening, start to wriggle your fingers and your toes, roll over to one side into a fetal position, and press yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands together at heart center. I want to thank you for joining me, hopefully joining me in this Baptiste inspired flow. I always feel so good after a yoga class. I hope you do too. Thumbs to your forehead center. The light in my heart bows to the light in yours. Namaste.